Good evening, Raider Nation. I want to welcome you to Game 2 of the Best of 3 series in the Sweet 16 of the GHSA State Baseball Tournament, where your Bacon County Red Raiders have traveled to Thomasville, Georgia, to face the Bulldogs, the number 1 seed in the Region 1 AA. We are the 2 seed out of Region 2 AA. The Raiders were able to defeat the Bulldogs 9-4 in 7 innings after some rain-delayed baseball, rain delayed for 2 hours. And then the game itself was about 2.5 hours long. So we're going to start Game 2 now a little later than normal. It's about 8:45 is when the game time will be, roughly there. I want to thank you for joining us on the NFHS Network, powered by Play On Sports, brought to you by BCTV Red Raider Broadcasting. My name is Brent Johnson. I'm an instructor at Bacon County High School in the Engineering and Technology Department, the Engineering Pathway. Along with me is Carson Taylor, a sophomore at Bacon County High School, and a junior, John Kabigteam. They will be helping me produce this show. Couldn't do this stuff without them. Couldn't do it without our sponsors, the title sponsors for the 2018-19 school year, Cody Electric and Plumbing Supply, Andy Cawthorn Auto Sales, and Family Vision Care. Our tournament sponsors, playoff sponsorships, are Burt CPAs, the Wheeler Agency, the Blueberry Barn, and Nichols Pharmacy. I will give you more specific information about all these sponsors as the game goes along. I want to congratulate the Raiders on their big win in Game 1. The Raiders will be the home team in Game 2, so we will be in the outfield first, or in the field first. Wes Livingston, the senior, seasoned player, will be on the mound for the Red Raiders. I'll go around the horn in just a moment as we prepare for Game 2. Anticipating getting some information from around the state. There should be some scores coming in because it's later. Most games are actually wrapping up about this time series, at least the first 2 games, if they split or if a team was swept or not. So maybe we can get some updates on our region and maybe some games around the state as teams are eliminated and reach the Elite 8. I do know if the Raiders win this second game, we will advance to the Elite 8 and have an opportunity to play at home next week. We're trying to get – it depends on who wins the other series in the side of our bracket between Callaway and Model. Model is a 3 seed, Callaway is a 2 seed. So at the very least, we'll have a coin toss to play back at home versus Callaway if they defeat Model. But if Model wins as a 3 seed, we will automatically advance back home. But first things first, we got to get one more victory, whether tonight or possibly tomorrow if we split tonight. It's going to be a late evening for all of us. Bear with me. The tireder I get, the quieter I get. But I'm going to try to give you the best of my ability this evening. It's been a long afternoon as we traveled over and, again, had a well over a 2-hour delay in Game 1, but we're about to get things started here in Game 2. Let's see what we got going on. Yep, and here we go. We're going to get right into it. Smith to the plate. He had a fairly productive at bats with some walks and a base hit, a couple hits in Game 1. Again, Livingston takes the mound. Houston behind the plate. Elrod at first. Michael at second. Smith at short. Kirkland at third. Newberry in left. Brown in left field. Newberry in center. And Arney in right field. Smith at the plate for the Bulldogs. 2 for 2 in the first game with 2 walks. Raiders played well defensively. I believe had one error that hurt us. Strike over that outside corner. A new umpire behind the plate. The last umpire started out with a fairly tight strike zone, but he kept seemingly working that strike zone to the outer part of the plate, or at least the right side of the plate. Consistently, whether it was a lefty or a right. Swing and a miss. Big cut by 13. Nice pitch by Wes. 3 umpires in the state playoffs. Beautiful facility here. Ball fouled back over toward Raider Nation, which we have a ton of fans over here this evening. Over 100, I believe, almost positive. I haven't done a head count, but just judging the stands and those standing and sitting around, well over 100 folks here. Ball fouled back out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes as Smith continues to fight. Definitely one of their best ball players on their team, shortstop. Sophomore, I was told he is at least verbally committed to University of Tennessee. Pretty big deal. And the pitcher I believe we're going to face tonight is committed to Southern Miss. Ball a little low in the zone. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ball low and inside again. 3 balls, 2 strikes to full count. Don't want to give them anything. Make them work for it. You don't want to throw a beanball over the plate, but you do want to throw a strike, let your defense have an opportunity to do the work. Ball 4 outside. Good at bat for the Bulldog. Got a thumbs up on the video for the second game. I want to thank Mr. John Hughes and Lisa Hughes and their family for joining us on the NFHS Network. One of my earliest customers as far as a subscriber. I shouldn't say customer, subscriber on the NFHS Network. I want to thank them for being with us tonight. Ball just outside for Wes. This ball is lifted to left field. Going to be out of play. Off the batting cage. Attempted bunt, fouled back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runner on, no outs. Both teams left quite a few runners on base. Ball outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes for on the batter, number 18, which is Cochran. Thomasville sort of behind the 8 ball here, dropping game 1, but I don't know. I haven't seen a sense of panic in the box up here because there's some teenage boys kind of running the show up here, but even downstairs I didn't see a lot of giddiness, nervousness. That says one of 2 things. They have an extremely amount of confidence in this next pitcher that's coming up, or they just have an extreme amount of confidence, if you know what I'm talking about. Full count again for Wes. Just need a strike. There it is, and it's hit up the middle for a base hit. Newberry tosses it in. Quickly, runners at first and second for Thomasville. Number 1, Stewart to the plate. Stewart had a double, sacrifice and a walk in the first game. Squared to bunt, ball high and outside. Wes has pitched well the majority of the season. We just need, again, we need to throw strikes. And he drops that bunt down. Wes is going to have a chance to go to third, and he does for the force out. Man, made it close at first. A little hesitation by Kirkland, but nonetheless, we got the sure out, the lead runner. Great play there by the pitcher. Fielder's choice there. It's going to bring up Duncan. He had a couple hits. Again, one out. One out, runners at first and second. Good pitch by Wes. I guess a little low in the zone. Strike across the plate. He pours that one in, evens the count at 1-1. Temperature finally dropping down into the mid to high 70s, I believe, maybe mid 70s. Swing and a miss. Excuse me, it was a foul tip ball caught by the catcher for strike two. Little to no wind. Well, actually, there's a slight breeze toward the outfield. I don't feel anything here. Just a little high in the zone. 2-2. A peanut gallery down here behind the home plate. You'd think it was the dugout the way they're chanting. Pours this one in a little high. It's going to be a foul ball out of play for Duncan. Duncan came in relief for about 3 innings. Freshman, plays right field. Ring him up on that inside corner. Good pitch by Livingston for 2 outs. Runners at first and second. It's going to bring Dollar.
At number 17, Dollar.
Strike on that outside corner. West maybe settling in. Shout out to the Bordeaux